it's gonna be hard to still get all the way there because you're a woman. Because the men are already there.
And then us being black women, we
Black
really
women.
at the bottom of the totem pole. So,
But hey, we been coming up.
I agree. Yeah, you're
These
right.
last 5
And that's
years,
what
for
the
sure.
Women with Purpose Tour shows is that we are black women, and we're not gonna sit or be forced to sit at the bottom of anybody's totem pole. We're taking those seats at the table. Whether you think we deserve to be there or not, I think I deserve to be there. And so that's just what.
Because if we have to bring the table,
right?
If we just gotta bring the table, what you want us to bring the chairs to? Because I mean, we're there, so I'll bring the table and the chairs. Okay.
And for the next 2 hours, we're bringing you nothing but the best
and I'm gonna sit right next to you. You gotta give me one.
culture. Now today, I know you noticed this different environment. We are not at the station today. We are live at the Real Club in Fort Worth, Texas. And again, if you don't know about the Real Club, Google them. This is an infamous Real Club. They've had bands here like Three Doors Down, Puddle of Mud, all kind of bands here. I want you guys to look them up because guess what? September 4th, I'm going to be hosting a financial empowerment event with Super Bowl champion Tony Hills right here at the Real Club. So make sure you save the date. Go on Eventbrite right now. We have early bird tickets on sale for that event for only $60. We also have VIP tickets that are going to be on sale as well. So if you go to Eventbrite, search the Galaxy Wealth Group. That's us. You're going to find us right there on Eventbrite, and you can purchase your ticket now. And then again, we have those VIP tickets where you can meet and greet Mr. Tony Hills. We've got swag bags. We've got food for the VIP. It's going to be an amazing event. I'm super excited about that event. And again, I want to give a special shout out to Mr. U of the Business Lounge, because without that connection, without networking with Mr. U, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to make that event happen with Mr. Tony Hills. So remember, I'm always talking about the power of networking. You have to get out, you have to talk, you have to engage. You can't be afraid to make those connections. And if you need help with that, that's what I'm here for. I'm a connector. I connect you with people, connect you. So right now we're going to dive right into the show. Right now I have the lovely, the beautiful Mystique Moon here.
Hello, peace and balance, everybody. Mystique Moon from She Sound Off. She Sound Off Inspires, the Candle Workshop, Women of Alignment. We got a lot going on over here. We stay working, okay? We stay working.
We have to, as women, we have to stay working. We're always working.
Yeah.
Outside of having our own businesses, outside of being moms, mothers, wives, friends, daughters. Since we have so much on our plate as women, how do you balance everything?
I stay in alignment.
There you go.
I fight for my alignment consistently. That's how I stay. So I want to just really quick introduce a little bit more about what I do.
Of course, I was going to get to that.
Okay. Okay, my bad. I ain't trying to speed up. Okay, my bad. So you guys, I'm an empowerment speaker, inspirational speaker. I also counsel and mentor women in our women's group and Women of Alignment. And that is something that's always been in me, but it's new for me actually stepping outside of my comfort zone and actually doing it. I was actually mentoring and I didn't know I was mentoring. I'm one of those friends that everybody calls for advice. So, you know, I've always done it, but when I knew that it was my calling, when I knew that it was time for me to step up to the plate, I'm like, dang, I really am this, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much a motivational speaker, motivator. I've always been that person to inspire everybody, to motivate everybody. I've always been able to look past like what you see in the front of people and see more. I've always saw more in everybody. You know, that was a special calling that I've always had. You know, I've never been the type to judge a book by its cover intentionally. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, if I meet somebody, I can pretty much go past the exterior and look into their spirit and see, like, you know, into their, basically their heart. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what called me to be an inspirational speaker, a mentor, just an overall sister in our women's group, Women of Alignment.
I love that. I love that. So when you say it was your calling, how early was it with friends? Was it with your family? How early did you feel like that calling came upon you?
How early? You know, if I
because it took me a while to find my dream.
No, you're fine. No, so I would say I honestly think I'm gonna have to rest.
You're fine.
It was probably when I was a little girl. Like I knew that I had that energy of rescuing people or anything, because I'm big on animals. I'm an animal lover too. And so when I was young, I used to rescue animals, and I used to want to feed the homeless and stuff like that. I've always had that in me. I always wanted to help. I was always the little helper, you know what I mean? And so it just that always has been a part of me. So I guess it carried over into my adulthood, where I was always trying to fix. That was kind of once I learned how to heal myself, I found out that you can't fix everybody.
True.
Okay.
True. Very
but
true.
you know, I've always wanted to help. I've always wanted to be the fixer. Ever since I was little, ever since I could remember.
I love that. So is that something that you feel like it came natural to you, or somebody came in your life and said, hey, not that you needed fixing or anything, I'm not saying that, but sometimes we take inspiration from other people and then we apply it to our lives and then we push it out into the world.
I've always been that. It took someone to come into my life and help me really see me. Help me really pull out that greatness. Help me really pull out that person that's always been buried inside of the trauma and the things that I've been through, to say, listen, you are phenomenal. You are a healer. You are an inspirational, person. You are that person. You are a mentor. You are a coach. You are a leader. You are all these things. I've always felt it, but trauma can sometimes bury all those things over, and the insecurities is on top of that stuff. So you feel it inside of you, but you're too afraid to tap into that gift and tap into that greatness, because all the insecurities, all the trauma, all the bad things that people have told you as a kid, and all the bad things you saw growing up, all of that take precedent over the greatness that you have inside of you. So when I started to channel my higher self, when I learned about what alignment is and who I really am and who I really could be, that's when I started saying, okay, I am it. Okay, I am Mystique Moon, right?
And you have to speak those affirmations to yourself. I just posted a video last Friday, like, speak those affirmations to yourself. You have to tell yourself how beautiful you are, how perfect you are, how imperfect you are. Because we're in a sense we're both.
Duality.
Exactly. Like you just have to understand who you are as a person before you can go out in the world and try to put out what you're speaking. Because we don't want to live a hypocrite life. We don't want to say that we're, even for myself, I'm this woman with purpose, but I'm not living my life as a woman with purpose. Does that make sense?
It does. In addition to that, though, nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And one of the best things about healing and knowing who you are is knowing that you are imperfect. And so I believe that I can still teach people about alignment and step out of alignment. I believe I can still teach people how to step into their gifts as I'm scared, stepping outside of my comfort zone and still challenging my fears and things like that. I do believe that because it's not hypocritical, it's real life. And it's time for us to kind of start showing the world that, like, the bright lights and the what is it, shiny things and stuff like that. That's what they show you to entice you. But real life is, we go through things. the most successful CEO of a company go through hardships, but he's still doing his thing.
That's true.
As a healer, I'm still healing because I'm always in a state of healing, but I can still heal. As a woman of purpose who go out into the community, who lead women, you can still go through things and you can still lead.
Yes.
And that's what I'm bringing. I'm bringing humanity. I'm bringing humility. I'm bringing a woman who just got out of a relationship, a single mother, a woman who is struggling to find her path, and I'm still leading women. I still have women coming to me, you know, saying, you know, Mystique, help me with this, and thank you for that message and stuff. And I'm like, damn, that message came out of a place of sadness and the darkness, but it reached people.
Yeah.
You know, so you can still do you and still be imperfect.
Isn't that so inspiring to self? Like knowing that you're going through something and you're still able to empower and inspire other people, other women, other men as well too.
Your story is your superpower.
Exactly. It is. I didn't realize that because it took me a while to figure out that I am a woman with purpose, that I do have purpose in this world, that I am someone who can speak life into other women, into other people. And for you, it just sounds like it just came so naturally.
Oh, no. You know, and that makes me feel really good. That means that all the work that I've done on myself about knowing my worth is working.
Because I love every time I say peace and balance.
That's me growing into my feminine energy.
Yeah.
That's me growing into who I am. I wasn't this person last year. I wasn't even this person 6 months ago. You know, and each moment I look back and I give myself credit. I always try to like count my wins. I always try to look back like, what have you improved on? What have you done?
Yeah.
Because, you know, the world is constantly going to remind you of your failures if you allow it to.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when you said count your wins. You know, I want people listening to understand that not all wins are big. You know, I think we're all looking for that instant gratification, that big win. That I know Nadia's always saying, I'm trying to get rich by tomorrow. Even though that's going to take some time to get there, we're all looking for that big win, and we just need to be happy and be thankful for the little wins that we're getting. That's going to get us to that bigger win that we're looking for.
I agree. Those are the most important wins, actually. The big win is not the important win.
It's not.
You know, I did a video on my YouTube channel, She Sound Off, and I said we are so busy trying to become that we forget that we have become already. And like and that was me. That was me. I was so busy trying to become this Mystique Moon, this inspiration, this healer, this all things. And then, like, Asha told me, like, you are that already. What you don't have to become something that you already are. And I'm like, but am I? And then you have people in your life that constantly remind you who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you are that already. And I'm like, so I no longer have to become a motivational speaker. I am that. I no longer have to become a woman with purpose because I am that.
Exactly.
I was actually born that. Your first question was, when did you know? I've always been that. So I no longer have to try to become. I don't have to become a millionaire. I don't have to become something. And that is something that I work on all the time, because your doubts and your fears will tell you something different. Yeah. If you allow it to. Yeah. So y'all stop trying to become. Like, if you count your wins, you will see that you've already became.
Amen to that. I love that, because I've always been a talker, but I never understood how to put it to good use. Not that I said bad things or was just out here in the world just bullying or anything like that. Yeah. But the podcast has really just shed light on myself, you know, to take my voice and put it to good use and put it to interviewing entrepreneurs like yourself, women in alignment like yourself, women with purpose, men entrepreneurs. Speaking of men entrepreneurs, I have been meeting some fantastic men entrepreneurs.
Girl, you got their number?
I have. And when I first started my magazine, because as women, it's easy for us to connect with other women. It's easy for me to go to another woman and just connect with her and relate to her on so many different levels. And I kept getting the question, well, is your magazine just for women entrepreneurs? I'm like, no, they're for men entrepreneurs too. I just haven't connected with any. Yeah. So I made it a mission. I said, I need to start connecting with more male entrepreneurs, men entrepreneurs out here, because they're doing it too. And I'm telling you, ladies, if y'all can get a couple of male entrepreneurs on your team, do that.
Bridge that gap.
Do that.
You know, one of the amazing things about Women of Alignment is that we are a divine, powerful, elite ass sisterhood, right? What we do in that organization, what we have done, what we are doing, and what we are planning to do is some phenomenal things. But one of the things that we do not do, absolutely under no circumstances, is go against our man. We actually, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is uplifting our men. And so, like, we just had a what was it, Asha? Not a webinar. What is it called?
What?
A master class. Like, we had a master class with a I guess you find it. What is his name? AJ Vassar, and he came in, and this is a man speaking to a whole group of women about finances, about, you know, living a vacation lifestyle, how to, you know, take your gift, your whatever it is that you want to do, and make money out of it. You know, make it a product. Make it an actual product to sell. Like, we don't just market women because, like, there's a balance. The masculine energy is very important to us. Very important. Yeah, we don't men bash. We don't. We are women who are in alignment, so that we can become better women for ourselves, so that we can attract those aligned men. Like, we planning another event, you know, and we're basically putting that out there in the world. Like, we are single with a purpose. You know, we're single with the purpose because event coming soon. Yes, but
we've got the founder of Women in Alignment here too.
I'm saying, hey, you want to say hi? Can't nobody see you.
Oh, hi.
They can't see you. Come, you got to come. Get over.
I say hi.
Oh, she says hi. She don't want to be in the camera.
I'll be in the camera.
You'll be in the camera. But yeah, like, the whole point in Single with a Purpose is to understand, like, we're not just out here being single, we're out here healing ourselves. Yeah. So that we don't go into the next relationship putting that trauma and all those things off on the next person. Right. We're not getting in relationships out of desperation. We're not just picking people just because we're lonely. Those are the things that we are working on within ourselves. So the Women Single with a Purpose is going to be for men and women.
I love it. That's the next event. Single with a Purpose.
That's the next plan. That's what we're planning next.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And marry me, because we're going to learn how to marry ourselves, marry our source.
Marry me. I love that. Talk more about that. Marry me.
What that?
Come on, sis. Come on. Come on.
You see, she can explain it 100% better.
Yes.
She can explain it better because she actually created the event.
I don't have my glasses on.
That's okay. I don't either. I see comments and I cannot.
Look, I can't see y'all.
I gotta get up here just to see. Hey, Calvin.
I can't see y'all. So peace, everyone. Peace. And I'm not gonna be here long because this is my sister girls in a podcast, and I just want to give her honor and a testament to her growth. You know what I'm saying, y'all? She is a testament that you can be a single mother. Learn how to heal yourself, learn how to love yourself. And I always say, when you fix yourself, you fix your children. Book coming soon, right? So when she began to choose her, because a lot of the times we put everything above our source, and this is when we become, this is when we have issues and problems, right? Even your children, you can't put your children above your source. And that's one thing that I'm teaching our women, that source has to come first, and then your children will follow. Do you not understand that your children are attached to you? So that means that when you are in alignment, then that cup will run it over. So when you change yourself, you change your children as well. The whole atmosphere changes. The main thing that I want y'all to realize about mindset and when you're parenting and when you're a mother is that when you grow, you make different decisions. Okay, so trust yourself more, because if you're really doing the work, then when the time comes for you to parent your child, you're going to be in a different mindset. So do not think that this is going to end up a certain way, because you're going to be different. Okay, you're going to be a new creation. And I usually quote scripture right then, but I won't.
So Marry Me.
Got it going on, sis.
So Marry Me event is going to be about us marrying. I can't say the word, but marrying ourselves.
Your source, yes, because you are an extension of source. You are God in the flesh. You are God. You are a manifestation of source itself. So you learning more about you is learning more about God. So you have to be able to marry yourself, marry your source, marry me. I'm going to marry me in this season in my life, because that's part of being single with a purpose.
That's right.
In 2015, I looked around, because let me tell you, with attraction, you're going to keep attracting the same type of people in your life, because those people are just conduits. The lesson is what's important. So the lesson will keep cycling around in different people and different situations until you learn the lesson. So in 2015, I was looking around because I was like tired of manifesting, certain type of men in my life. And I was like, Spirit said, you're the common denominator, Asha. You are. And so I had to sit back and say, damn, I am the common denominator. I'm the only thing that's in common with all these relationships in my life. I was the only thing that was in common. So when I learned how to marry myself and marry my source, that means that this means that it's a contract. That means that I don't move without going to you. I don't make decisions without going to you. I don't allow people in my life without going to you. I'm going to marry my source. And then, because Spirit told me it's not about not trusting. It is about listening to your spirit and being obedient to that the first time. Because a lot of the times we second guess ourselves. Yeah. So
I do that.
We're gonna talk.
Man.
But that's a process. Learn that it's a process.
Yeah.
So Marry Me and Single with a Purpose, Women of Alignment, we are all about elevating, operating in our divine feminine, just uplifting. And then knowing that it's okay, like when I was telling her the other day, relationships, they're not failures if you learn from them.
That was a big lesson.
That's deep.
They're not failures if you learn from them. I was married for 14 years and got divorced, and I used to think that was a failure because, that's big. And I'm a Leo too, so we take that kind of thing personally, like we failed at something. And you guys, just because it didn't work out, it's not a failure. It's only a failure if you allow it alhamdulillah, God. It's only a failure. It's only a failure if you allow those demons and insecurities to continue to stay there. If you dwell in that energy, if you continue to dwell in that brokenness, dwell in that unworthiness, alhamdulillah, dwell in that that anger. That's why it's important to create in me a clean heart. Y'all gonna get me preaching. I'm finna go. I love y'all. Right? So y'all can
Prophetess Asha Mayad. You can find her on Instagram.
AlignWithAsha.com. Y'all go forth with the power of source behind you. Continue to dare to be different, dare to dream your destiny, and stay the fuck aligned. Peace, y'all.
Look, she like, come back.
Energy. Yeah. I'm feeling all of that right there. Like, man.
Yeah, she don't play, y'all. That's my mentor.
You see the power. this power in this room right now. Wow, thank you for that.
I had to drink water every time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I feel you on that, because I'm currently, going through a divorce, and the marriage was over about a year ago.
Yeah.
But I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was so afraid. I was so worried that I had failed my first marriage.
Well, that message was for you.
It was for me. It was.
That's why I came out like it did.
It was for me, because I should have left a long time ago.
Well,
we real big on that. Shut up. You got it.
Well, go ahead. Teach me.
Lessons are meant to be learned.
Yes.
And eventually, as you're going through your healing process, you will find the lessons in that marriage.
I did find that.
You're finding. You're finding.
Yes.
It's a journey.
One of the big things that I also learned about healing, about being a woman in alignment is you can think that you've healed something and then some new feelings come up. You have to open that can of worms. You have to open that can of worms back up, and then it's a whole new thing, because that's the journey of healing.
Yeah.
I just did another video on my YouTube channel about, I found self-love in releasing you in love. And what I was feeling in that moment was, I thought I had healed something, and I'm like, I'm good. And then boom, Spirit, like, now that you've healed for 2 years, now I need something else for you to, I got something else I need you to work on, Mystique.
Yeah.
I got something else I need you to work on, Nikita. So it's going to be painful. It's going to hurt in this moment. But I need you to pull that lesson out.
Yeah.
So that as you're going on in life, you will understand why you went through that. You'll understand that you'll gain value in yourself. You will learn self-love. Because let me tell you something. I'm learning so much self-love in breakup. Yeah. Like,
it happens.
And like,
always in the opposite.
Like she literally just said, like, it's not a failure if you could take. The only reason it becomes a failure is if you don't take any lessons from it at all.
Yeah.
So we need to start looking at things as not failures, but as blessings, because every experience is meant for us. I think that we go through a lot of the things we go through so that we can pull out those experiences.
Yeah. True.
And use them. Not a job, not a relationship, whether it be romantic, whether it be friends, family, not a situation, not a hardship, not a financial burden. Nothing we go through is for nothing. Like, everything has a purpose, everything has a meaning, and once you become aligned with yourself, you'll be like, okay, yes, that hurt like hell, but let me see what I can pull out of this, because it was something beneficial in that.
Yeah.
So
definitely,
that's all things that we cultivate in Women of Alignment. We cultivate those values in us. A lot of us wasn't raised with those type of values. We were meant to win. We weren't taught the value of what it means to be successful, and that's something that I want to talk about as well. That's almost going to be like one of the main things that I talk about in the Women of Purpose event, the conference, is create your own blueprint. That's literally my title: create your own blueprint. What makes you successful, not what the society deems as success.
Exactly.
What makes you phenomenal as a man, not what the world tells you is success as a man. What makes you successful as a parent, not what the world deems as successful. You create your blueprint. Like, we know that a blueprint is, the foundation. That's the beginning. Yeah. And we all have a blueprint when your spirit decides to choose you. You know what I'm saying? And then that blueprint is clean. Little do we know, our childhood plays a huge part in creating that blueprint in the beginning.
I agree, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
But I just, when you saying that, it resonates with me, because I keep I keep talking to my parents, and I keep telling them, look, there were things that y'all just didn't teach me or didn't prepare me for. Absolutely. And I'm not trying to be this adult blaming my parents, but it's facts. It is facts, like childhood trauma, childhood lack of knowledge, lack of parenting, lack of having that stability in the household does affect you in adulthood.
It does.
And I wish that people would stop forcing people to say, hey, get over it. And just move on with your life. Yeah. But I can't get over it because it's affected me these last few years. Yeah. Up until adulthood. And nobody's even tried to say, hey, Sabrina, let's talk about it. Let's sit down. As your mom, let's sit down, daughter. Let's talk about it. Let me try to heal you, daughter.
Well, your parents can't. This is a huge lesson that I learned, trying as I'm going through my process of healing. Girl, I'm trying to get comfortable with y'all. Is acceptance.
Yeah, and
I
understand.
Yes, acceptance means you expressing what you went through as a child to your parents, not needing anything in return. So yes, I'm going to tell you, mom and dad, you know, about the traumas I experienced when I was younger, because I need to get that out. Do I expect anything back in return? From you? Absolutely not. But for myself, I expect a lot in return. I expect to start the healing process. You know, a lot of us want to confront our childhood traumas with expecting something from the people who hurt us. That's your first mistake. When you go to your parents and you are having that conversation, don't expect anything from them. If you get a sorry, if you get I love you, if you get a, you know, a moment with them, an actual moment, then that's a blessing. If you don't, that's a blessing, because you don't go to them and you don't release that for them. You release it for yourself.
So why do I need to go to them at all then? If I don't get anything back, or if I'm going and not expecting anything back from it, then what do I need them for to heal at all?
Well, you don't need them to heal. That's why I said if you go to them and you express that, it's release. It's always release.
Okay.
The whole point of it is release.
You're getting it out.
Yeah, your parents can be here on earth, and you can have a successful releasing from childhood trauma with your parents, with them being here and with them being gone. I do it all the time with my parents. My mother is here, my father is gone. There's moments where I had to release some things with my mother and she didn't have no part of it. There's moments where I went to her and had that release. None of it is never for them. Your healing is always for you. So if you have the opportunity to have that conversation with your parents, good.
Yeah,
that's good. That, I don't know, that adds an extra layer of something I'm sure I'm missing, you know. But for the most part, that is for you, you know. So write a letter. That was the first lesson that I learned. My mentor told me, Prophetess Ashmiya, but she taught me about the letter. I'm like, how do I tell my father how I feel and he's passed on? Write him a letter. Read to him that letter. Release that. Like, and that's what I did, and I'll write to him often. Now I'm to the point where I can feel his energy around, and I can say the things that I want to say to him. And I have these moments where I'm just in my room crying, releasing another stage of healing, another level of healing with my parents and my childhood trauma.
Whew, this is so deep. I don't know if I was ready for this today, because I'm taking myself back too.
Yeah, it's important. It's all a part of. Listen, I feel like all of this is all a part of being a woman with purpose. Yeah, being a woman in alignment is knowing that there's levels to this healing shit. There's levels to life. Not trying to force it, allowing it to come. If you are ready for this conversation and it's touching you in a way, that's your spirit saying, okay, now it's time for you to open your heart to this. I'm sending you messages. I'm sending you messages, and I'm sending you people. I'm putting you in a situation to where you need to listen to this, and I need you to really take this in and take this to heart. Yeah, that's how you get the messages. People be wanting people to like give them the answer all the time. Yeah, like no, like no, you have to study yourself. Like yes, when she was speaking about God, you know, marrying yourself, a part of that is learning who you are, who you really are. I say I'm going to do this series on my She Sound Off called Research Yourself. And what that means is, you know, if you want to research history, you know how to go and research history, right? True. You want to go and research something on the past, you want to research a topic, you know how to go through and find the resources to research that thing. But do we ever take time to research ourselves? What do you really feel? What really makes you happy? Have you taken time to yourself to actually study you? And that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, is studying me. Like, I'm like, damn, I really don't like that. And all my 35 years of living, I thought I liked that. But if we are transparent with ourselves and really be honest, you will learn that there's a lot of things that you are currently doing in your life that you really don't for real like. Or there's things that you could be missing out on. It was friends in my life. I'm like, dang, I really don't like this person for it. Past relationships, I was like, gosh, I was like in relationships with people with men that I really didn't like as a person. Yeah. all these years I was doing this way and I really didn't like it. One of my big things, not going to put y'all in my business, but it's okay, all right? But one of my things was I used to do a lot of partying and I used to do a lot of drinking. And I used to be like, ooh, I love this lifestyle. Yes, this is free. I love this, whatever, you know.
I love the party.
And I used to, you know, I used to tell myself that I liked it too. That was a cover up of pain. I used to do that to cover up my real pain and to run from my healing. And so when I started studying myself, I would go out and I'd be like, I really, really don't like it here. Like I would be present in my moment. That's what meditation is, and we can talk about that later. But and meditation's taught me to be present in my moment. And Malia, you getting any of this?
Definitely not on Amazon.
She definitely looking at Yeezys.
For any of you mom entrepreneurs out here, this queen is sitting here with her daughter here. She brought her in here to do her live because guess what? Mommy still gotta work. Mommy still gotta do business. Mommy still gotta get things done. So daughter, you gotta come with me.
Absolutely.
So you can see what mommy is out here doing in the world.
Absolutely. That's the fact. That is the fact.
And daughter is over here with the camera.
On Amazon, y'all. She's supposed to be recording me for my YouTube channel. She over here on Amazon, but it's
spending the money.
She's spending her money. Her uncle just sent them. Sorry, I'm gonna take
But
this.
just to dive into that, I do, like, I love mom entrepreneurs. I'm not a mother yet, but when I see these mom entrepreneurs out here grinding with their kids, like you said, the single moms, I look up to you all. Because I know it's a lot of work doing what I do, and I don't have kids. Just imagine having children that you have to look out for every single day. And I know I've heard some mothers say they have that mom guilt. And I'm here again to tell you, don't feel guilty about providing a life for your children. Because if you don't provide a better life for your children, who will?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give it to them. You can teach them and to create it for themselves. But that's what you're there for as their mom, is to make sure that when they turn 18, 19, 20, 21, that they're ready for the world. Because there's a lot of parents, as soon as their child turn 18, boop, you out the door, go,
no, never that.
Go be an adult, go live your life.
No. That's still a baby.
Still a baby.
That's still a baby. I struggled with that a few years ago. That was a huge struggle.
Like that mom guilt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a huge struggle for me because
So tell me
I didn't understand
why
balance.
Okay, teach me. Tell me. What do you mean?
I didn't understand what balance is. Asha is right. Actually, I'm still working on it. It's levels to it, but it was really bad, you know, at that time because I was trying to heal. So it was like I would feel guilty about working on myself, and I would feel guilty about choosing to make certain moves and stuff because I was too invested. And I'm going to say this very loud and clearly and proudly. I was too invested on how me choosing me would affect my children, not knowing that me choosing me was the best and most effective way to help my children.
Talk about overcompensating.
Exactly.
Overcompensating. That was a big thing that I actually still, I'm learning that that's something that like in my now moment that I'm really huge on. So because of my childhood traumas, I would give too much. I would give financial,
You mean to your kids?
to my children.
Okay.
Yeah, I would overextend.
Like spoil them?
Spoil them rotten, child. Okay.
She's like, wait a minute.
Spoil them rotten. Because that was my own insecurities from my own childhood trauma, you know, and I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that I was overdoing it because of my own insecurities. You know, for an example, y'all, as a child, food was scarce. Like I was one of them hungry kids. Okay, we was hungry. We were hungry. Okay, because we lacked a lot, and food was one of the main things that we lacked, right? And so, like, my children, I let them in the kitchen all the time. Like, they can go in the kitchen anytime, and that started to affect them. That started to affect their health. That started to affect their gratefulness, you know. And that's just one example. I'm learning now, as I'm, you know, learning, staying in alignment and learning me, that the most important thing that you can do, number one, is choose you over your children.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because once you learn how to fulfill your own cup, you can pour into your children. They have their separate cup as well.
Once yours is filled and flowing over, it's out of
that overflow ain't just for your friends or your that's for every single other person that resides in your life right now. That overflows for them. So I was pouring into my children's cup out of despair, sadness, anger. That was a big one. That's a big one for parents. They try to pour into their children's cup out of anger, and in turn, children become angry. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, I have to love me first. I have to pour into me first, and then I pour into my children. Yeah. And then after I learned how to do that, I'm like, well, I gotta stop basing my parenthood off of my parent. That was a big one for me too. I was looking at my parents and saying, looking at myself like, damn, am I like my parents? So those insecurities will pop in every time it was time for me to discipline my children. Every time when I have to set boundaries, create discipline, things like that, I would be looking at my life like, you are not your parents. You are a damn good mother, regardless of everything. And so it's okay for you to set hard, strict boundaries. It's okay, I lacked so much as a child that as a mother, I put that insecurity off on them, and they lack nothing but boundaries. They lack nothing but discipline, you guys, even in my hardship of choosing entrepreneurship over succeeding somebody else's business. There's financial difficulties that come with that. When you choose to work for yourself, okay, when you choose to fire your boss, when you choose to tap into your gifts, there comes with some financial sacrifices as you're building. And that has been a really big one for me. It's saying that, listen, they're not lacking still, even in this finance, because look how much you've done for them up to this point, how much you're still able to do for them. And I'm talking, but I'm speaking to myself even now.
I do it too. When I'm on here, I promise you, I'm never just feeding information to everyone for myself.
Always.
Exactly, always.
Like, look at this was like a week ago I was having that problem, not problem, it's never a problem, but I was having that clarity, even in this moment, my middle daughter, she's 12, and she was like, I don't know, I bought her something, and she was like, Mom, I'm so grateful because even though, we are having financial, she said it in a kid's way, but I'm a clean it up for y'all. But even though we having money problems, you still find a way to get us the things that we want. And it's stuff like that helps me bring it back, because y'all, let me tell y'all the flow of energy and how it's the things will swing.
Principle of rhythm.
The principle of rhythm. Okay, it will swing. So there's moments where you will be up and things will be going amazing for you. You're learning the lessons. You're like on top of your shit. Right. Y'all, like, everything is going amazing. Like, you're winning season, they call it winning season. And then that pendulum gonna swing as it should, because it's a balance to everything. And then there's those moments where you're feeling low, where you're feeling not at your greatest, and you're feeling like you're losing. But if you understand the principle of rhythm, you will understand that those are not losing seasons. It feels like it because what we're taught. We're taught to look at those losses as they're not losses. This is a moment of clarity. Sometimes it's a moment of rest. I mean, that when you're going and 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 going, and then you're winning and stuff, and boom, you're like, damn, I had a major setbacks. Well, maybe you need to sit the hell down for a little bit and rest. Health issues and stuff people have. Maybe this is your time. Your spirit is telling you it's time for you to cleanse your body. It's time for you to take care of your body. You've been running and running and running. But and that goes in every aspect, back to parenthood, back to entrepreneurship, back to relationships, y'all. That pendulum always swinging, literally every other, I
feel you on that, because I mean, just to go back, to my marriage, I thought everything was going smoothly. We just bought our home last June, signed the papers, bought the home. I ain't even live in that house a good 6 months, and boom, get out. It's mine.
Love without
Get out.
attachments.
that it's. I thought it was swinging this way. It took me way.
But it was swinging that way. It was swinging that way. I'm learning that because it was something similar, different, but similar that happened to me. Yeah. And in my now moment, I'm learning as I was doing that releasing that we're going to show you how to do that in Women of Alignment. Yeah. But that releasing has taught me, yes, you accomplished this when you were in that season with that person. But just as much as you accomplished it with that person, you can accomplish it with yourself.
This is why it's so important to continue to connect with people, because although I'm founder of Women with Purpose Tour, I need to be a part of Women in Alignment.
That's right.
Because there are things that you guys do that we just don't do,
and I'm sure it's vice versa.
And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
You can bring it to more. Exactly. That's what each one teach one.
Yeah, that's that. We're big on co-creation in Women of Alignment.
Yes. I like that.
Making the right the aligned connections. There was an opportunity that was possible that I could have went to, that I decided, and I went over it over and over in my head, and I'm like, I could do this, or I can follow my spirit and not do it. You know what I mean? So it's making the right connections are important, y'all. All money, all opportunities are not good opportunities. Always check with your source. Always check with your higher self. Always check with all those however you call it. Is God to me, is source energy, is infinity energy to me. My God has many different names, but I check with that before I do stuff now. And that makes a whole lot of difference.
Thank you, Erica. She just said, I'm so glad I scrolled up on this video. I needed it. We love you, Erica. Oh, this is so sweet. I want to point out I think there was another comment. She says, right, growing while watering the rest of us too at the same time.
And I feel like I need to say this right now.
Say it's beautiful.
Because
can you come in, Erica?
Because I'm doing my coach.
That's beautiful.
So I just feel like I need to say this. When I was going through my journey, and I just got over, y'all. So God told me, because I thought I was watering a garden, and God told me I'm watering trees. Do y'all understand that it takes a whole different growth process for trees to grow? I'm talking about coming from an acorn type shit, right? Type stuff.
You're fine. No, you're fine.
Because I'm doing a lot. Okay, but coming from an acorn, do you understand? So when you are watering trees, all those tears that you are crying, they're not in vain. All those lonely nights, they're not in vain. All that anger, that frustration, that resentment, it's not in vain. Do you understand? So you continue to keep focusing on you and watering you. And crying is cathartic. So make sure that you are crying. That is pain literally leaving your body, you guys.
Absolutely.
So if you're not crying, that could be another reason why. Tap into Women of Alignment, because I'm telling you, we offer a place to hold you up as you're breaking down.
Absolutely.
Right? So you can be very vulnerable, very transparent, because I don't play that shit. I'm literally like a mama cub when it comes to my women, to my sisters. I do not play that, right? So you should be able to come into a place where you can speak your feelings, and because that's the only way to really heal. To face that mirror. So just remember, sometimes you may think that you're planting a garden and you're planting trees. All right, so it may take a little longer for you to be able to grab the fruit.
Yes.
Right, because a lot of people harvest, but you might have to wait for the fruit to blossom and bloom so you can grab it. Okay.
Thank you for that word.
Thank you. That was so deep.
It reminds me of when I heard this saying about the bamboo tree. You know, the bamboo tree grows underground for years before it even sprouts up. The bamboo tree actually grows underground for, I believe, like 4 years or something. Its whole foundation, the first important years of the bamboo is underground. You know, the bamboo is one of the strongest. I don't know. Trees, I guess you could say is the strongest tree there is in nature. And before it even sprouts up, the first few years of a bamboo is growing underground.
Wow.
So you have to understand that inner work that we talk about all the time, that I talk about and She Sound Off all the time, that we're going to be talking about in Healing with the Twist and Healing with the Purpose, and not Healing with Purpose, Single with a Purpose, and the Women of Purpose tour is that inner work that inner work. That inner work is important that we sometimes miss because we're so busy trying to, again, I know we're too busy trying to go with the flow of the world.
Well, make sure you get that information, Erica. She says, Women in Alignment, I gotta follow and network and fellowship with that. Noted. Thank you. Say it again.
Alignwithasha.com.
Alignwithasha.com. I'll make sure that when we end this live that we do put it in the chat section. Alignwithasha.com.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Is this one?
The restroom? Yeah. The restroom is right.
I'm gonna just have to see it as I get closer.
Yes, but like that inner work, y'all, like that inner work, we want to skip that part because we want instant gratification.
Yeah.
We want to be healed immediately. We want the fix immediate. And there's no, like, the best things in life is things that you have to pour into. It takes time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the best fruit, the best relationships, the best everything in life takes time. The best wine, I meant to say, not fruit, my bad, y'all. But the best wine that there is in life is the wine that takes time and mature. You know what I'm saying? And age, yes,
yeah,
baby,
like
yes. So like it takes time. Healing takes time. Growth takes time, and that's what I'm about. You know, that's all I'm about. Like my thing is heal yourself. Heal your wounds, heal your trauma, heal your past, heal your thoughts, create, learn how to create better thoughts, create your reality. That's literally like, because once you can find that, you find alignment. Once you find alignment, things begin to flow naturally in and out of your life.
It was one thing that you both said that touched me because, you know, like you said, that healing is a process. And once you think that you're healed or that you may be over something, it's gonna all come back on you. So the other day, you know, after the divorce started happening, you know, I was crying, I was just devastated, like why did this happen? So I found myself not crying anymore. I found myself smiling a lot more. But just last week, I was working on a canvas and I was listening to some R&B music, and I've been listening to a lot of male R&B artists because I want to hear that men still love women. That I want to hear that.
You don't want to be a scorned woman.
Yes, I don't. So I ain't gonna lie. I've been listening to a lot of like Jaheim, Jagged Edge, you know, that R&B music that just speaks life into women. And so I'm just sitting up there, I'm working on my canvas, and I'm got my jewels, and I'm putting them on there. And all of a sudden, I just start crying, and I felt so crazy, because I was crying, and I'm wiping my tears at the same time, and I'm like, Queen, you better get over this. You good? Go on and finish this canvas. But I'm so hurting. I don't really have anywhere to live right now. Why does he get the house? And I'm working on this canvas, and I'm like, wipe them tears. You good? But I'm just hurting right now, and I don't know why am I crying. It just came over, and I felt crazy. I'm not gonna lie, because I was happy and sad, and I was up and down all at the same time. But I was healing. The next morning, I was like, yes, I'm glad that happened. Because I needed to get that out.
Absolutely. I want to touch on a couple things that you just said. One of them first is about you were painting and you were happy. You were in the zone. That's one. So we have an event, y'all, coming up called Healing with a Twist. And we're putting the fun back in healing.
Ooh,
healing is, and it's going to be on July 23rd. If you want to put the information up on, it's a free event, but it's donation based because we only have 22 spots available. And so if you want us to hold a spot for you, you'll make a small donation and we'll hold the spot. This is probably going to be the only free one because we're introducing the event to that is an annoying chap. But we're introducing this event, so get in, do it.
Teach y'all how to know. That's a distraction,
girl. But right, but I'm trying to. But yeah, so
really that annoying though?
So the
voices
they do like she was just saying. But the point in us is that, you know, there's, again, you're gonna hear me say this a lot, there's levels to healing. It's not one picture, one color. It's not black and white. It's all colors. And so you can heal and have fun. Those tears don't always have to come in sadness, in those moments of sadness. You don't always have to be with your tissue box listening to sad songs and stuff like that. Like, there's times where you can be dancing and releasing and healing. You could be thinking about that person or that situation or that trauma, and you can dance it out. There's moments where you can be playing music. Y'all, about my bell, one of the things I love to do is ring bells and stuff. We have drums. We're going to be doing arts and crafts, and like you just said, painting. I would really love it if you can, be somehow a part of that with the painting and stuff, because that's going to be a part of arts and crafts. Just so many things that you can do in the process of healing that doesn't have to be so weighed. Now, with that being said, there are moments where you have to go into that dark side and that sadness and sit in that moment only temporarily. Only temporary. Because if that's what you're feeling in that moment, we don't neglect our feelings. We make sure that if you're feeling sad, it's okay to be sad in that moment. It's okay to be angry in that moment. When you were angry, when you was like, earlier you said you was angry, you wanted to no. Allow yourself to be angry. That's your right. If that's your feeling, then be angry.
Jealousy too.
Be jealous. I experienced envy and jealousy yesterday from a breakup that happened 2 years ago. Today I'm actually that part is what I have to heal in my now moment. But if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling whatever emotions that you're feeling, it's okay to feel it in that moment. But what we like to do is sit in it, bask in it, bathe in it, live in it. Buy property in it. We like to make it permanent, tat it on our back. No, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry. And then once your tears start to dry up, what else are you feeling? Well, you can feel relieved.
Yeah, you're right.
What if you'd have gotten that house and years down the line you'd have stayed in there years and years and years and years? I think that it's a message in that y'all just moved into that house. Number one, it wasn't for you, okay? Because you have something bigger, better, and greater coming to you. You are a woman with purpose. You know what I mean? So just understand and know that there's something that's better. And I said this to you already. There's something that's way better for you out there, and it's not attached to that energy that you bought it with.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna say
things after this about that, because
But it's not attached to them. It could be, you have a whole nother chapter in your life.
I sure do.
That's coming up.
And this time I'm writing my own chapter. I think I've let other people write
Single with a purpose, baby.
I've let men write my chapters.
Parents,
everything.
That is it.
Just leave. I'm writing my own chapter.
I want to say this real quick. I brought you this, and this is a candle from the Candle Workshop, you guys. I make dress intentional candles and other products, and I brought this for you. And I was like, because I have different candles that has different meanings. Like I have a love candle, I have a self-worth candle, I have a self-love candle. But for some reason, I chose a love candle for you. And this love candle is not to love, it's for you to start learning to love yourself. And we're going through the same journey, which is why I'm like, oh my God, which candle did I supposed to bring for her?
Oh, wow.
But it was a love candle. I want you to light this candle and create the energy, the abundance of self-love. Because in this season, you're loving yourself. We like to put love out to the universe for other people and not for ourselves. You know what I mean? So,
Thank you. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me show you. Welcome. I want to show y'all the candle. This is my candle. The Candle Workshop. Y'all can go to the candleworkshop.square.site to purchase my candles from the Candle Workshop.
Can you go to your IG?
The Candle Workshop.
Link in your bio on IG.
Y'all see that? The Candle Workshop.
The Candle Workshop on the Candle Workshops on Instagram and the Candle Workshop on Facebook and the Candle. It stopped working because of battery.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you?
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for joining in. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in to Hidden Images Podcast. Again, we're sitting here with Mystique Moon, and she is speaking life to me, and I know to everybody out there listening, she's going to be one of the guest speakers this Sunday in Fort Worth, Texas, at Fort Worth Country Memories at the Women with Purpose Tour. Women in Alignment meet Women with Purpose Tour. I love that.
That sounds like,
there you go.
That sounds like something that works. I think you just spoke something to existence, child.
Okay.
Well, she's activated. When she activates, that sounds like something coming.
I love that, man.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you can go on Eventbrite right now, search Women with Purpose Tour, and then get your tickets. And again, if you use Women with Purpose Tour code 2022, you can bring up to 5 guests with you with your one ticket. So,
oh, that's amazing.
Wow. Let's talk more about the Candle Workshop.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, when was it founded? What was it founded on as well?
Okay, so the Candle Workshop was founded at about, I would say, March of 2022. No, wait a minute. Was it 2022?
That's this year, ain't it? That was last year.
No, that was last year. That was at the end of last year.
Okay.
It was at the end of last year. The Candle Workshop came about because as I'm learning about me, researching me, I started to dive into herbs, learning about herbs, and I started to learn about crystals, and I'm stay lighting a candle. And so I'm like, instead of me spending all this money that I don't have on candles, maybe I can just make my own candles.
There you go.
Right? So I started doing research on candles and stuff, and then as I'm making my own candles, I'm like, well, I'm feeling the energy of it. I'm feeling it. And I have one of the women in our group said she need candles for her business. She has the what's her?
Herbal, Dr. Small's Herbal.
Dr. Small's Herbal Essence. She make Yanni products, teas. She's a herbalist, and so she created her box. Her
box.
What is it called?
It's called Power Box.
Power Box, yes. Chakra Power Box. And so she was like, you making some candles? I need some candles. I didn't even think that I was going to sell them. They were really meant for me. And so I'm like, well, let me go ahead and make her some candles. She loved them, and then I showed them online, and people was like, well, you make them? And I'm like, I guess I do.
You talk about how you didn't want to make them, how they sat in the corner for a minute, and then you was like,
I didn't want to talk about that.
Tell the people.
Yes, because that's what I want entrepreneurs to understand. Is that
it's a calling sometimes.
Yes, and they see, once you get big, they're gonna see all that, but the work that you put into it. People think entrepreneurship is so easy, but honey, I'm tired. I be up 24 hours a day, and I still want to quit my 9 to 5, but I know I'm sacrificing working just 9 to 5 to work 24 hours a day. And I just posted that, so please tell them.
Well, I didn't even want to make. Tell the story. Y'all don't want to tell a story. So
the people need to know.
I wasn't gonna make candles for other people. Like, it was only meant for me, or I'd be like, I'll make some candles for myself. I was real hesitant on it because I didn't believe in myself, and that was a matter of the fact. Like, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that people would actually buy anything for me. I didn't believe that I had creativity in my hands because I've never touched that part of me. And then so when I actually said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Like, Asha told me to do it. Yeah. That's really what it looks like. Sometimes you have to lean on your support, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna see where it goes, y'all. I made my first candles. I'll never forget it. I was so nervous, and the first time I posted them, I had like 3 orders, and that was huge because I really didn't know really what I was doing. I didn't know measurements. I didn't know I was doing research on the crystals and on the herbs and stuff like that, because that's what I was doing for me. I naturally do that for myself, but people bought them, and I was just like,
it's just so dope to me because I've seen it from the beginning, and to see where her growth in it. And I want y'all to know, like, this is real energy candles. Me and Mystique have talked about her candles being in a chain store. And we had said, I don't know if we too much want that because there is no way to put energy into all those intentional candles. So please understand that when she does this, she puts her deep energy, everything that all her healing, all her love. This is why it works. Now, these candles are not there to magically have things happen for you.
Absolutely.
But what this does is when 2 or 3 are gathered. So when you have the intention and you have the what you want to do with God, and when you add her energy, it boosts it, it amplifies it. So just know, be careful who you are buying things from, because she really does keep her energy clear and
Absolutely.
pure. And so these candles, they will work for you.
They're prayed over.
Yes.
They're cleansed. They're not regular candles because you know they're not.
Yeah.
As with anything, what you put intention to, it adds value and it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my candles are not only special because of the energy I put into it. My candles and products. You know, I show you how to, you know, if you're invested. Some people just want to buy it and run, but if you're really invested in your healing or learning manifestations, my manifestation journal is coming out too, in addition to the candle workshop. But I teach people how to properly manifest. I teach people, I talk about it on She Sound Off on my YouTube channel, that manifestation isn't something that you're going to be like, pop, and it appears. Absolutely not. Okay. There's levels, like with everything, and there's work that you have to put in it. There's spiritual work, there's inner work, there's physical work. You know, there's a whole
the key word to all of that is you putting in the work,
and hence the candle workshop. Now here's the funny thing: people be looking at my name and they be like, because I told my brother was like, but that name, and it sound. I said, because you don't understand it.
Right.
The candle workshop is not just because there's actual work that goes that goes into making all of my products.
Yeah.
And my workers, when I get to that level, because I will, my workers will be workers. They will be root workers. Like they will be healers, spiritual workers.
I like that.
You know, you can't. I don't allow anybody hands to, you know, blow my products. But very proud of them. They're constantly growing. Yes, bro. Don't let me get started.
In my head.
Don't let me get started on my hair job. I still ain't found it. Like I have, but yeah, like there is the candle workshop is very special to me because this is the first business that I created something with my hands, and it's an actual product that I'm giving to the world, giving to the universe.
Yeah.
I'm serving up good energy on a platter in the form of a candle, in the form of bath teas, in the form of journals, in the form of so many different products. Incense is going to be on the market too, because I'm going to do my own incense, hand rolled incense.
I like that.
Yeah. So
y'all, man, I just
powerful.
This is probably one of the most powerful podcasts I've done since I've started. Because I'm sitting up here thinking and I'm reflecting. I'm like, man, I've got to make sure that we stay connected, and that it's a done deal from here on out, sis. A done deal. We connected, right? And we were already connected, but I think both of us have been just so busy, and time is about to slow down for me. I'm about to get a little more organized, to where I have more time for my friends and more time for my family, because being an entrepreneur, sometimes you just have to let all that go, and I really just haven't had time for a lot of people lately, and a lot of people have been telling me that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm out here trying to get rich by tomorrow. Nadia's quote, that's from my friend Nadia. But I am.
I need you to stop saying you're sorry too, because there ain't nothing to be sorry.
What did I say? Listen,
my friend told me I say I'm sorry.
I said that to her when I first met her. I'm like, well, what you sorry for? Like, but I used to always say I'm sorry too, though, because it's like
I do. I don't know why. Because I don't want to offend people.
One thing that I learned was, and I think I said this to you as well, when we were getting the conference, the speaking together. I was like, so instead of saying you're sorry, say gratitude for working with me. Gratitude. Like if you late is something, you don't have to be sorry. Listen, everything is in divine time, and I'm not going to rush to get somewhere and put myself in danger. So I appreciate you waiting on me, or I appreciate you I thank you for understanding.
I like that.
My moment. It's not about being sorry, y'all. You don't have to be sorry for anything. Life happens,
and you're not sorry. You're not a sorry.
That's true. That's true.
Stop speaking that over your life.
Thank you. My friend has been telling me that for years.
Yeah.
Why y'all ain't say you sorry? Stop being sorry just all the time. Like I just can't help it. So you
can help it. You just need to.
I can't help it. Just right.
Just start working on it.
Yeah. Just need to work on it.
I'm talking about spirit. Just said something about your mother, but we'll have to talk about that.
We can. Definitely can. Y'all. Woo! We're gonna have a part 2 to this one. And part 3 as well.
Have 3 seats sitting up in this moment.
Definitely will. Yeah. I love that. I love that. So yeah. So man, we're gonna wrap it up here. I think that man, it's already 1:20. We're gonna be here for 2 hours. We just might.
It's like that. Like this isn't a business for me. This isn't business for me. This is a lifestyle. I don't like. That's another thing about walking in your purpose. Yeah. And I want you to understand how women with purpose, how powerful it is, because things can be looked at in so many different ways, but that word purpose is powerful in its own right. Yeah. Because like when you are walking in your purpose, when you are standing firm in your convictions and your beliefs and your higher self, know that if you're doing it, if you're walking in that, that's all on purpose. So it's all going to be in alignment. We in Women of Alignment, we are very intentional when we do things. What we put out is very intentional. Yeah. So as long as you are always walking in your purpose, in your gifts, you guys, as long as you are walking in your gifts, then everything will manifest. What we like to do is I always gotta say that you know what I'm saying? I'm not a date, yes, but like we like to, put so many things in front of our gifts and wonder why you're so unhappy, wonder why it don't work out, wonder why I ain't rich yet. I've been working this job, I've been doing this business. Are you walking in your gift though? Are you walking? We just recruited a woman in Women of Alignment Elite, which is our elite sisterhood. It's the same, but it's a different branch. It's a little more involved than the elite sisters, but she's doing so many things. And she's a lawyer at heart. Like that's what she like. She's a lawyer at heart, and she's like, that's my passion. I always wanted to do it, but I gotta do A, B, and C, D, E. Yeah. Well, because the reason you're stressed out, the reason it's not working is because you're not putting your energy and focus into what is your desires, what is your purpose, what is your, what you're meant to do. When I started putting my energy into the candle workshop, She Sound Off, Women of Alignment, She Sound Off inspires. When I told myself and I made a vow to myself, even through the hardships, even through the doubts, even through the, all the ups and downs, that I am intentionally going to put everything in me into me. And the candle workshop is me. All of that stuff is me. It's a different branch of me. When I decided to do that, things are falling into alignment. Not starting, but things are falling into alignment, y'all. Are they perfect? They're perfect in my eyes. Now, there are hardships. There are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of sacrifices. There are a lot of things that, there are a lot of pushing and motivating and pulling. And there's a lot that involves in that. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'll be so proud of myself of, finally for the first time in my life, stepping into my gift. Yeah. My voice was meant to heal. Yeah. This the reason I was told I talk too much. When you said I talk a lot, divine, we come together, but our voices, our throat chakra was meant to heal, and that's exactly what it's doing. So understand that Woman with Purpose tour that you have, that's a whole movement in itself as well. It's a whole movement, so don't sleep on it. It's powerful. It's powerful. Yeah, it's you're putting something out into the universe that is needed. Yeah, we need to understand our not just what is your purpose. No, you are the purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? You are the purpose. So that's really important that I wanted to say to you about this. That's why I was so honored, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate it because I know we connected on social media, and I asked you to be a part of it, and boom, yeah, you jumped right on it.
Because it was in alignment.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Yes. I love that.
And one other thing I want to point out is I really love the fact that you have a male speaker. That was
he's on his way here. He'll be here at 2.
I thought that was very dope. When you said that, I was like, I hope he's fine. I'm just playing.
You know what? He is handsome. He'll be here at 2, ladies. What's his name? Brandon James. We waiting on you.
No, but like
he has a podcast too.
Yeah, okay.
At this point, podcast, and I I would love for you to connect with him.
Absolutely, I would love to.
He would love to connect with you as well. He will be here. We're supposed to be having a meeting at 2:00, so he'll be here shortly. I don't know how long you ladies have, but he'll connect with you. Don't worry.
Absolutely. I'd love to meet him even beforehand. I think that was important.
Yeah.
To have that male perspective in a women with purpose, but understand that there's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to always intertwine that masculine and feminine energy together.
We do.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest things about Women of Alignment, that like the single on purpose is for men too. You know, is for men too. Healing with a twist is for men too.
Yeah.
You know, all of that men, that masculine energy, we love it in Women of Alignment. Okay. A Man of Power is coming up soon. I think it's Man of Power, right? Yeah. Man of Power is going to be like a branch or a brother organization.
Same
Man
thing.
of Alignment.
That's why I have Brandon. Like, he's an introduction to the Men with Purpose tour.
I love it.
I'm rolling that out in 2020.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm setting it up. We got the Men with Purpose tour coming 2023, and that's what we had our meeting about yesterday. We finally, got together and like, ladies, every month we're gonna have our Women with Purpose tour meeting. But let's not forget everything we're talking about, every city that we're putting in place for the Women with Purpose tour. Remember, next year the Men with Purpose tour is rolling out.
That's so dope.
So just know that we're gonna be back and forth with this. And me as founder, as long as I'm there, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I told the other ladies, look, I know as long as you're here for the Women with Purpose tour, we're gonna find our men that's gonna roll with us for the Men with Purpose tour.
Absolutely.
Brandon is one of them.
Well, you're not gonna find anything.
Brother.
You're not gonna find anything.
True.
Let's get these words correct. What you put out to the universe. We don't find anything. It's in alignment, and it is not. We attract.
It's already done.
Yes.
Look,
I do have my potential guys that are.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I like to say about divine feminine energy is attraction. When you are in alignment, you don't have to search, find, seek, look, nothing.
That's deep.
It literally, well, first of all, destiny is already written, so it's already there. As you're learning about yourself, you learn to attract. When you're in alignment, when you're in real alignment, things naturally flow in as well as out of your life.
Yeah.
So,
That's the flow out part we have a problem with. But that's why we have to learn how to love without attachment.
Love without attachments. Allow things to naturally flow out, but y'all connect with Women of Alignment.
Please.
Because
Please.
we are a powerful movement. What we are doing does not exist, so it's going to look different. What I am doing, She Sound Off brand is doing, does not exist, because it's going to look strange and it's going to look different because it don't exist yet. But there is not a lane out there for what we're doing yet. So we're creating a lane. So
that's deep.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, you want to try and out.
Yes, you're definitely a part of it. You're definitely a part of it. This is so our Texas chapter is growing, and so we're cultivating leaders in that chapter.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what we attract, because we are natural born leaders, what we attract is leaders, and that's what I see in you. You are a leader in your own right. I love when I saw Women of Purpose. I was like, ooh, that sounds so like in alignment with women now. You know what I'm saying?
Talked about it a lot.
But I love it so different, because what I'm getting from Women in Alignment is that
Women of Alignment. I'm sorry.
Women of Alignment.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
That's our
Whoa.
Because it's Women of Alignment.
Women of Alignment.
Yep.
And that makes a big difference too, because I have to tell the ladies it's not women of purpose, it's women with
women with purpose. Okay, I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry.
No, y'all are fine.
Right.
No, y'all are fine.
But it's meeting up with each other.
Yeah.
Like it was perfect. It was divine. Divine interaction when me and you met. And it's just, we're only gonna grow.
Yeah.
Like
God said there's so much light that's being brought into this universe right now that there has to be vessels that hold that light. So we are literally creating the vessels and containers to hold all this light, that it has to be a place to hold it.
Yeah. And that is who we are.
You too.
Thank y'all. Y'all don't know how much. Like I'm here as the host, but y'all feeding me right now, and I love that, and I appreciate that.
That's called co-creation.
I love it. I do. Yeah. I really appreciate this. This, like I said, it's one of the most powerful episodes, podcasts that I've been a part of, and man, the journey that we're about to go on, the journey you're gonna take me on.
The journey you had it right the first time. The journey we are about to go on, right?
No, because there's like, just to go back to a lot of the things you said, related to me. Like, there was a point in time where I didn't even like myself because I didn't know who I was. Even as a young girl, finding out 13, I'm half Nigerian. What, Mom? I'm half Nigerian. This whole time you haven't told me I have a whole other culture running through my blood, and African. I could be an African queen and don't even know it. And I'm 13 years old, just now finding this out. And for a while as a teenager, I hated myself. I didn't know. I didn't like me. I didn't care. I didn't care what I did. That's why in my early 20s, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I didn't have a passion for anything because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know. I didn't like myself. I'm just now starting to like myself, let alone love myself.
Which, can I interject and say, keep that in mind when you're thinking about that relationship. You think it could have sustained while you were growing into this version of you?
Probably not.
He knew that version of you.
Right.
It wouldn't have worked no matter, even if you'd have made it, because this version of you requires more. Yeah, I tell myself that every day. This version of me requires more. Yeah, so I have to stop feeding the peasants.
And we're going to teach you. We're going to teach you to stop allowing the old projections of yourself to choose your man now. Yeah. So that 14-year-old, that 13-year-old, that old projection, because everything is a projection of you. Yeah. So you have to decide: is this a past projection, a present projection, or a future projection? They'll all be in your face.
Oh yeah, they're all present.
Right. And so he was definitely a past projection of you.
Yeah. That's why I said he wouldn't be able to reside in this version.
No, I don't think so.
And it's not. Right. And so let me say this to y'all. We like to make everything so bad. There is no such thing as bad. It's just growth. So him not being able to come with you in this season, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's just that's just like when we are attracting. We are attracting things in, and we are attracting things up, or allowing things to flow out of our lives. And so that's all that is. So think about that when you're thinking about, that old version of you, that the you that you're becoming. I'm big on becoming the best version of you. Yeah. The best version of you is knowing who the fuck you really are. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Can I please? I'm sorry. No, can I say the 5 pledges for women of alignment?
Please,
we have 5 pledges, right?
We got the founder of Women in Alignment coming up. Women of Alignment coming up.
Women of Alignment has 5 pledges, you guys. The first one is, I will always allow the highest aspect of my spirit to lead. The second one is, I will always be my unique self unapologetically. The third one is, I will always practice humility. The fourth one is, I will always remain grateful. And the fifth one is, I will always allow myself to live this life and love the ups and downs of it. Because
it's my favorite one.
That's like you have to learn how to love the ups and downs of it. Look as a challenge, as a new opportunity for healing, right? Because you have to understand, anytime a challenge has come your way, you're going to start thinking like, okay, God, what am I supposed to learn in this moment? That's it. So when you start looking at those challenges as lessons, as what I'm supposed to learn, and an opportunity to heal, and an opportunity for growth, it must be time for me to elevate. Every time I get down in my spirit, every time that I'm out of alignment, the best part of being out of alignment is to know that you're in, right? So every time I get out of alignment, I'm like, I don't like this shit. I don't like this too much. I don't like this anger. I don't like this frustration. I don't like this depression.
It brings up those emotions.
Right. Triggers. Yes. And so when that triggers, your emotions are an indicator every single time. Your emotions are an indicator. So God gives us, that's just how good God is. We have so many opportunities to find out more about us. Because when I look into this person, I'm going to look at her and I'm looking at Sabrina. I'm like, okay, what version of you are me? What projection of you are me? Because I'm you. You are me. You are a projection of me. What you have been through and that marriage shit, them. You know what I'm saying? You are a projection of me. You find it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, we are. But let me tell you, it's all about where your focus is. Because as healers, if you really are a healer, you're going to attract all kinds, right? So it's going to be up to you. What I have noticed is when I am in a vibration, I'm going to choose how I want to resonate with, who I want to resonate with. I don't trauma bond with people no more. Right? So when I'm finding somebody and they are insecure and our insecurities match, no. This version of you, I can't do no more.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you are an insecurity and this is how I used to think. Right? So now I'm going to look at the best version, okay, and I'm going to resonate with this person because, she's talking about meditation. She's talking about alignment. She's talking about crystal. She's talking about stone.
And that's where you place your focus.
That's where my focus is. So now I'm going to start attracting and allowing more of this projection of me to come into my life. But that new life you want gonna cost you that old one. It's gonna cost you that old one.
Which is how this union came about.
Absolutely.
Which is how this union, this new version of you is hitting, is elevating. It's you ready to tap into your higher self. You know, that's what we do. That's our lifestyle, right? I'm kind of understanding the dynamic of women with purpose and women of alignment is women with purpose is really big on women entrepreneurship. That's amazing. Women of alignment is really big on healing self, your higher self, learning about who the fuck you are, being in alignment with who you are, your higher self. That merge, that merge is powerful. And this is one of the lanes. I'm trying to tell you.
Well, in order for your business to work out,
goosebumps.
in order for your business to work out, you got to actually believe that your business is going to work out.
You do. Absolutely. That's why before that inner work is the most important. Once you can tap into that inner work and learn how to do actual inner work, healing work, shadow work, which is all things that we teach in Women of Alignment. Like then it's like almost like a withered flower, right? A little withered flower. It can still come to life if it's fed, watered, get proper sunlight. If it has all those things going into it, that withered flower can come back to life. And that's kind of what we are about in Women of Alignment. Like we feed into your spirit, we feed into your life, we feed into you, and then you got women with purpose coming in and feeding into that entrepreneur side of you, feeding to that boss side of you. That's a powerful merger.
I love it.
That's a powerful okay, so also on Instagram on Align with Asha, we have I need some tissue, y'all. My allergies starting to come out. But we have on Mondays we have Mentor Me Mondays with me and Prophetess Asha Mayat. If you follow her on Instagram and follow me on Instagram, we come on every Mondays and we do this. We talk about this time. We're talking about validation. We're focusing on validation. We're talking about it. Can you go grab me some tissue? But we're focusing on validation. We're focusing on why do you have to be validated for everything? Why do you have to feel validation? Or why do you feel like, your words, your presence has to be validated? You shouldn't have to be validated for anything. You speak for yourself. Like the only I had made a thing the other day and I said the only validation that I seek is from my old version of me. That's only.
And I understand that.
That's the only validation I'm seeking. The old version of me. I asked the old version of me these questions. Are you reaching your fullest potential? Are you elevating? Are you doing things like I'm only questioning the old version of me. I'm the only one that's the only entity or the only thing that I seek validation from. As I'm doing work. You don't ever have to. Thank you. You don't ever have to seek validation from anyone. If you love yourself, if you're sure of yourself, if you feel confident in what you're doing and who you're meant to do, and if you're walking in your purpose and in your gifts, validation isn't needed. But a lot of us do that because of childhood trauma. But we're going to talk about that tonight. So make sure y'all come. It's going to be at 8 o'clock tonight on. You can follow Align with Asha.
They can follow you.
Yep, you can follow Align with Asha, and you can follow Mystique Moon, or you can put in She Sound Off. Both of them will pull me up.
And so we'll get into that, the meat and potatoes of that. But yeah.
Woo, sis, this has been deep.
That's all we are. We deep.
This has been the deepest 2 hours I've had in a long time. And I definitely want shout out to my business bestie Nadia. Y'all have to connect too.
Hey Nadia, I be seeing you, girl. Nadia
is she's only I
love her energy.
20, yes, she's like 26.
Oh, I love when they're young like that.
Yeah. But she
knowledgeable.
Y'all two speak the same. Like she speaks life into me. Even I'm 10 years older than her.
That don't matter.
And it does not matter.
Yeah.
I call her for advice. No, man, it does not matter. What I'm saying is that like y'all energies match. They really do. When you connect with her, you'll see. But she's the main one who's telling me, Sabrina, it's not you. You need to learn how to vet people. You need to learn how to align yourself with the right people in your life.
Well, I would want to say that it is you. Okay? I just want to say that. I love you so much.
Yeah.
Right? But it's only you not knowing your full worth.
Yeah.
I understand.
So
I get it.
So when you learn that, then there's less that you'll accept.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
That's a fact.
And that's what she said. I'm too accepting. I'm friendly. I want to be everybody's friend. Hey, how you doing?
You need the validation.
Me too. Me too.
That's the hardest thing. The hardest thing is when you have a big heart, especially in this world right now.
Absolutely.
Right? But you have to set up boundaries for you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You will.
Like that.
That's why I said I'm gonna say we were on the ride over here. We talk about validation. I'm like I'm always seeking validation, and let me tell you something though. I sure didn't. Not today. Okay. I'm in my I don't give a fuck mode today, and let me tell you something. I'm proud in it. I'm walking into tomorrow's gonna be a different day. You know what I'm saying? I like that. But when I'm seeking that validation, because awareness is everything for me. Like awareness is everything for me. And when I find myself seeking that validation, what I don't do is I don't start beating myself up for it constantly. I'm like, okay, let me research myself. Why am I seeking validation in this moment? What is about? You got to break those things down. That's why when you say the deepest conversation, I'm always going deep. Yeah, it's about digging. It's about digging, y'all. We use that word wrong. Like you deep. No, of course I'm deep because I have to dig. The answers aren't going to be like you gonna go find you a surface level woman. There's plenty of them out there. You gonna get them.
Did y'all hear that?
I'm digging. Okay, the watered down version, right?
That's deep there.
Yes. Man. Okay, let me tell you, roots, flowers, trees, vegetables, gardens, all of those, their roots are deep. Yeah. Okay, so yes, I'm very deep because but my foundation is solid. And then just like in that same analogy, just like during the winter time, the plants go away and then they come back. You know, it's the same thing. Yeah. So absolutely, always dig deep. Okay, because nothing worth having in life is going to be at the surface. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. So.
Mystique.
Yeah, different. If you want different things, it requires different sacrifices and different disciplines.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to tell anybody who's researching themselves, who's trying to figure out who they are, just exactly what she said, and I'm speaking to myself as well. Absolutely. There are things you have to let go. You know, there are people you're going to have to let go. Bad habits you're going to have to let go. Eating habits you're going to have to let go. There's a lot of things you're going to have to let go in order to fully walk in your purpose, in order to fully walk in that alignment. Let's see, we've got a facts. Miss Erica, she on it today. Having a big heart in this world is hard as fuck. Okay. But I'm trying to embrace it and not let having it step. Sorry, it's this lighting. I'm sorry. Have it step and taking for granted. Make me heartless to be a person. I love it. The world needs good-hearted, genuine people like us in it. We make it go around. That is so true, Erica. Shout out to Erica.
Erica just joined Women of Alignment. Welcome.
Shut up. You know what, Erica? You need some pictures, huh? Hit me up. I got you a free photo shoot.
On it.
You hit me up.
She's on it.
Hit me
Erica,
up.
go to YouTube and go to my podcast, or not my podcast. You know, She Sound Off started off as a podcast. I started off on Anchor FM.
There you go.
Yeah. But go to my YouTube channel, She Sound Off. This is literally what I do, and I love it.
Erica, I got a gift for you. You want a photo shoot, let me know. We can do an outdoor photo shoot whenever you want. If you want a canvas, let me know. Pick whichever you want. I do custom bedazzled canvases, and I think you would really love that. I can make one for yourself, for your family. If you have a business, if you want me to do it out of your logo, please, Erica, because you've been supporting this podcast, and I really appreciate that today. So you let me know which one you know. You need a photo shoot, I got you. You want a canvas, I got you. Pick and choose.
That's amazing. That's reciprocity. And it be those little things that people overlook.
Yeah.
It be those little things that people overlook. What you just did set you apart from people in this world and people of this world versus people that is not.
Yeah.
That sets you apart.
Yeah.
You gave back to her because she poured into you.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's the part that people are missing, and that's the humility that people are missing in this world.
These are the people I'm attached to right now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm giving to you, you giving to me. I'm pouring into you, you pouring into me. We're going to pour into each
That's
other.
right.
Business, life, sisterhood.
Guess what,
everything.
y'all? That's how you keep your cup filled.
Exactly.
That's how you keep your cup filled. Stop pouring.
That's called a boundary.
Right. Stop pouring into someone's cup if they're not pouring back in.
Yours. Yep.
Okay, this is what they do. Look, would you allow someone to deduct money out of your bank account without putting anything back in there?
Heck no.
So why would you allow somebody to exert your energy and not give you energy back in return?
Yeah,
of no sort of fashion.
That is so true.
So back to about us having a big heart. Absolutely, we can have a big heart. I used to give and give and give to the point where I had nothing to give to myself. Once I stopped doing that, I'm like, I will give to you, but what are you going to give to me?
Yeah.
And people used to call that selfish. Absolutely not. It's how you have to be. It's how you have to be.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and record because I think we about to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. I just want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you.
We can sit for hours.
People like you, Erica. I really appreciate you. We definitely all are going to connect with you right after this podcast is over with. But again, Mystique, please tell everybody how they can find you, how they can find Women in Alignment, and also talk about your event on the July 23rd coming up.
Absolutely. Okay, so you can find me on She Sound Off on Facebook and Instagram. She Sound Off on YouTube as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, and watch my old videos because the growth is real, as I always say. You can find Women of Alignment on Facebook, WOA, Women of Alignment. You can also find Prophetess Asha Mayat, Align with Asha on Instagram, and
Align with Asha.com.
I was gonna say it. Align with Asha on Instagram, Asha Mayat on Facebook, and you can go to her website as well, alignwithasha.com. My candles, you can find my candles on the Candle Workshop on both Instagram and on Facebook. Yes. And I'll be going through Dallas doing little pop-up shops too. So you can come in the flesh. Now our event that we're having is going to be again on January 23rd. It's going to be called Healing with a Twist. We'll put the flyer up when you come to my page, when you go to Sabrina's page, when you go to her page, or if you come to Women of Alignment, we will have it posted on there. Again, the seats are filling up fast. We had 22 spots available. We no longer have 22 spots available because it's a free event, and you can pay $11.11 to. I don't know how many, but you can pay $11.11. Somebody else, she came back. But you can pay $11.11 to reserve your spot. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for another wonderful afternoon. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you for tuning in to Hidden Images Podcast. And again, we are live from the Rail Club in Fort Worth, Texas. I want you guys to save the date, September 4th. We are going to be here at the Rail Club with Super Bowl champion Tony Hills. Remember, get out there. You never know who you're going to meet. I never knew in my lifetime I would be in business with a Super Bowl champion who wants to be in business with me and want to continue this journey year after year after year. So follow the Galaxy Wealth Group. We are just getting started, but we have a lot that we're going to put out in the world as far as financial literacy, financial empowerment. That is his journey right now. That is what Tony Hills is about. Wealth strategist Courtney Holmes. We got Mariah Davis as a speaker as well. Again, September 4th at the Rail Club. If you go to Eventbrite, you can go ahead and get your early bird tickets right now. And that's all I have. That's all I have for today.
I really appreciate you for having us.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. We definitely gonna have you on. I'm gonna have you on She Sound Off for sure, so we can talk about some good stuff. Cause I like to be on Nature Girl. So I am a nature girl, so we gonna be sitting outside somewhere recording. So yeah.
And if you have IG, I would love for you to stop by like Conversation with the Woes one day and be on that panel.
Okay, I would do that.
Let me say something about that because I forgot. Conversation with the Woes. So on Wednesdays, guys, on Instagram, we do Conversation with the Woes, and it's basically a panel with the women of alignment, and we choose the various topics, and we are all different. We are all unique and very colorful women of alignment. So we have all different perspectives. It's about co-creation. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point. Nothing in this world is black and white as much as people want to make it seem. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to open yourself up to other people's perspectives, thoughts, ideas, life, and words. So make sure y'all check out every Wednesday on my Instagram, She Sound Off, or Asha Prophetess Asha, or Align with Asha on Instagram, Conversation with the Woes.
Thank you.
And
so
on
much.
that, I'll close it out.
Yes, we're going to close it out today. As always, I hope y'all have a good day. Wait a minute, one more time.
One thing I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to do my closing, y'all. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Always love yourself before you love anything and anybody else in this world. Also, remember that you are divinely protected. So it's okay for you to lead with your heart, and everything else will follow.
I love that. Y'all hear that? Please be sure to follow this queen. Please follow her. As always, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Hidden Images Podcast. I love you all. Thank you so much for your love and support. I get love and support from my friends and family, but I also want you to know that you have to support your friends and family in order to get support from them. I say that almost every episode because that's one of those big things out there that people like, I don't get people to support me. I do, because I support them as well. So go out, support somebody today, and don't expect anything in return from it. As always, que tengan un buen día ustedes. Until next Monday.